Hi children, hope you all are fine. Last class we had a discussion on economic impact of First World War on India, Gandhiji's idea of Satyagraha and the Rowlatt Act, etc. Today we are going to discuss Jallianwala Bagh incident, Khilafat non-cooperation movement, etc. What is Jallianwala Bagh incident? Jallianwala Bagh massacre, also known as Amritsar massacre, took place on 13th April 1919 when acting Brigadier General Reginald Dyer ordered troops of the British Indian Army to fire their rifles into a crowd of unarmed Indian civilians in Jallianwala Bagh, killing at least 400 people and over 1,000 people were injured. On Sunday, 13th April 1919, Dyer, convinced a major insurrection could take place, banned all the meetings. This notice was not widely disseminated. Many villagers gathered in the Jallianwala Bagh to celebrate the important Indian festival of Baishakhi and peacefully protest the arrest and deportation of two national leaders, Satyapal and Saifuddin Kichlu. Dyer and his troops entered the garden, blocking the main entrance behind them, and with no warning opened fire on the crowd for about 10 minutes. His object, as he declared later, was to produce a moral effect, to create in the minds of Satyagrahis a feeling of terror. This incident is known as Jallianwala Bagh incident. Then what were the reactions of Indians immediately after the Jallianwala Bagh incident, or how Indians responded to the Jallianwala Bagh incident? There were strikes, clashes with the police and attacks on government buildings. Government took repressive measures and forced Satyagrahis to rub their noses on the ground. They were made to crawl on the streets and do salam to all the sahibs. People were flogged and villages were bombed. Then, next, let us see what is Khilafat movement. What is Khilafat movement? Khilafat movement was a movement started by Ali brothers Shaukat Ali and Muhammad Ali. It was started to show their allegiance to the spiritual head of the Ottoman Empire, the Khalifa. To save Khalifa, who was deposed by the British after the First World War, Khilafat Committee was formed in India. So, after the First World War ended with the defeat of Ottoman Turkey, and there were rumors that a harsh treaty was going to be imposed on the Ottoman Emperor, the spiritual head of the Islamic world, the Khalifa. To defend the Khalifa's temporal powers, a Khilafat committee was formed in Bombay in March 1919. Mahatma Gandhi also supported the Khilafat movement. Why did Mahatma Gandhi want to join Khilafat issue? Mahatma Gandhi now felt the need to launch a more broad-based movement in India. While the Rowlatt Satyagraha had been a widespread movement, it was still limited mostly to cities and towns. Mahatma Gandhi now felt the need to launch a more broad-based movement in India, but he was certain that no such movement could be organized without bringing the Hindus and Muslims closer together. A young generation of Muslim leaders like brothers Muhammad Ali and Shaukat Ali began discussing with Mahatma Gandhi about the possibility of a united mass action on the Khilafat issue. Gandhiji saw this as an opportunity to bring Muslims under the umbrella of a unified national movement. So, Gandhiji supported Khilafat issue. Now, let us see. Why did Mahatma Gandhi decided to go for non-cooperation movement? In his famous book Hind Swaraj, Mahatma Gandhi declared that British rule was established in India with the cooperation of Indians and had survived only because of this cooperation. If Indians refused to cooperate, British rule in India would collapse within a year and Swaraj would come. This was the idea of Gandhiji. So Gandhiji organized non-cooperation movement. Now let's discuss what were the proposals given by Gandhi with reference to non-cooperation movement. Gandhiji proposed that the movement should unfold in stages. It should begin with the surrender of titles that the government awarded and a boycott of civil services, army, police, courts and legislative council, schools and foreign goods. Then, in case the government used repression, a full civil disobedience campaign would be launched. This was the proposals given by Gandhiji with reference to non-cooperation movement. Gandhiji's three proposals were: it should unfold in stages, non-cooperation movement should begin with the surrender of titles that the government awarded and a boycott of civil services, army, police, courts and the legislative councils, schools and foreign goods. So, many Congress leaders were reluctant to boycott council elections scheduled for November 1920 as they feared that if they would join non-cooperation movement, it might lead to popular violence. Finally, at Congress session at Nagpur, December 1920, a compromise was worked out and the non-cooperation movement was adopted. At the Congress session at Nagpur in December 1920, non-cooperation movement was adopted. Now, let's discuss how did the movement unfold? Who participated in it? How did different social groups conceive of the idea of non-cooperation? Let's see. The non-cooperation Khilafat movement began in January 1921. Various social groups participated in this movement. How the non-cooperation movement started in the towns. This movement started with middle class participation in the cities. Thousands of students left government-controlled schools and colleges. Headmasters and teachers resigned and lawyers gave up their legal practices. As the boycott movement spread and people began discarding imported clothes and wearing only Indian ones, production of Indian textile mills and handloom went up. Then, what were the economic impact of non-cooperation movement? What were the effects of non-cooperation movement on the economic front? These are the effects of non-cooperation movement in the economic front. Foreign goods were boycotted, liquor shops picketed, and foreign cloth burned in huge bonfire. The import of foreign cloth halved between 1921 and 22. In many places, merchants and traders refused to trade as the boycott movement spread and people began discarding imported clothes, wearing only Indian ones. Production of Indian textile mills and handloom went up. But slowly, non-cooperation movement lost its importance. Why did non-cooperation movement slow down in cities? So let's see some reasons why non-cooperation movement slowed down in cities. Khadi cloth was often more expensive than mass-produced mill cloth and poor people could not afford to buy it. Khadi cloth was costly, that is why poor people were not able to buy khadi cloth. So they started to use cheap British machine-made clothes. Then, similarly, the boycott of British institutions posed a problem. For the movement to be successful, alternative Indian institutions had to be set up so that they could be used in place of the British one. These were slow to come up, so students and teachers began trickling back to government schools and lawyers joined back work in government courts. Now, let us discuss some CBSE old questions related to this topic. What were the effects of Jallianwala Bagh massacre? What was Khilafat movement? How did Indians participate in the non-cooperation movement? Why did Mahatma Gandhi decide to go for non-cooperation movement? Explain the economic impact of non-cooperation movement. Why did non-cooperation movement slow down in cities? Why did Mahatma Gandhi want to join Khilafat issue? Name the famous book written by Mahatma Gandhi. These are some important previous year's CBSE questions related to this topic. Okay, bye.